Hello again. Now this is oregano. Oregano, and this is parsley, and this is the basil. I use a lot of basil because basil is a dried green leafy vegetable, and it's an herb. Herbs are good. I'm not sure of the seeds on the herbs. But you can see I emptied these containers. I got them from my apartment when I was allowed to go there. So every day I try to get the breakfast, the lunch, the supper, figure out what I'm going to have to eat for the day, and try to figure out how to eat the least poisonous foods, most of them are poisonous, and put, or if I'm going to eat too much salt, put things in it that mitigate the salt, that have potassium in them. But I'd have to put a whole container of this oregano or basil wouldn't be enough potassium for the salt that's probably in this beef, or in this soup, or in all of these foods. So I either can't eat the foods, or I have to. Now, pineapple has some potassium in it. There are lots of good, rich sources of every thing you need to eat. You can find something that will supply it to you in a dense form, in a low calorie. And if you want to be healthy, you've got to eat pineapple, a piece of papaya every day with every meal, and a small piece. And you need to eat a half a pound, I'll say, of green leafy vegetables and things like parsley and basil and oregano. Use oregano. Make sure you squeeze it and pinch it as you put it out on the food, like several other things like that, because then you release the oils, tastes better, and maybe you get more benefit by doing that. Maybe it gets digested anyway. And when I'm having problems because their medication wasn't right and nothing was working right here. And so I stopped taking the medication to find out why I'm having what seemed like side effects from it. Been a couple of weeks. And in the interim, at the beginning, I was still able to put some potassium in me because I was going, well, unfortunately, I foolishly left my potassium tablets at home. And if I had them with me here, I know how much micrograms is in those, and I can guess how much is in the food by tasting it in other ways, and I could take them. Most people have high blood pressure if they got a good source of potassium in a pill, but that's another issue because you really don't want them in pills. We'll go to that another day. But if you had a good supply of potassium, and I use a liquid potassium when I can, liquid minerals. That has reasons why it's good and reasons why it might not be good. But if I can't eat the food with the potassium in it, I take potassium. And I can I sat home at times in the past 5 years and had a machine to test my blood pressure, and I tested it every minute for 3 hours. Every minute for 3 hours. So I learned something about how blood pressure comes up and down every minute. I learned something. I read about it in the books, and I watched it. And I know a lot about blood pressure. I don't know everything, and I don't know that what I'm doing is good. What I'm doing could kill me because they're not taking the medicine that they want me to give me, which is supposed to regulate my high blood pressure. But then I'm in the interim. First I was doing it right. And I had a week in the process where I had pretty low blood pressure. It was good. And I know why. I was eating everything I was supposed to eat and very little of what they had, although I ate a little bit. And then they brought all this food here. I put it in the freezer because I didn't want to eat it. I wanted to take it home. And if I got home afterwards and I was starving, I would eat it, even though I shouldn't eat it. But while I'm trying to heal, I shouldn't be eating all this food that they're giving me that prevents me from healing, slows my healing down, fills me with sodium, and makes my blood pressure higher. I need to eat food that's right. So now what I'm going to do, which I don't want to really eat this meat, but they won't give me the meat I want, and I'm suffering. I'm being cruelly, meanly treated. I'll put a whole lot of oregano on this because all my other sources of potassium I have are no good. Cocoa has a lot of potassium in it. But it also has a lot of caffeine, and I don't use caffeine. But I had some cocoa here. I was trying to fool with it a little while I was here. But it's very frustrating for me to be patient in this facility. And rather than them run this facility in a way that I think is helpful to me, which I have science to back me, They insist on running it their way, and every day they make stress for me. Well, bottom line, I have a heart condition, and I'm not supposed to have stress. So how are they helping me? By creating stress for me. Every time I open the dish, I get stressed because I know I could be eating something. It's in my apartment, in my refrigerator, in my freezer. I got what I need, and they won't let me go there. And you know why they won't let me go there? I put it on the internet because they're telling me I need to take the medicines here. They won't let me go out in the day. But that was made in a meeting. I have the meeting on the internet. You can hear the idiots, stupid doctors and nurses and people who are all going to help me. And they say things that aren't true. And I tell them it isn't true. And they turn around and tell me I'm crazy because I'm telling them the truth. And what I'm saying is the truth. And then they come here the next day, and I got that on a video too, and they give me a document. I got to obey all their rules, but they call it a contract. If I don't obey their rules, then I can't go out and finish getting my house ready so I can leave here and go there. So I'll stay here. I would like to fast and not eat anything until they bring me the food that I'm supposed to have by law because it's my religious diet. But that's hard to do, especially when you're older, especially when you're hungry. And I'm hungry. I like to eat everything that you like to eat. And if it didn't kill me, I would eat it, but it's going to kill me. But if it didn't kill me, and my religion says I shouldn't do it, how come it's all right for you to follow your religion and not okay for me to follow mine? My religion isn't to kill you or hurt someone. It's better than other religions. That's why I follow it. Maybe it's not better. Maybe I don't know everything I need to know. But who are you to tell me what I should know? Who in the world are you to criticize anyone who believes in Jesus, that they're crazy or there's something wrong with them, because you don't believe in Jesus? And you don't. You say you do, but you don't. Because if you believed in Jesus or God, you would do what God says, and you don't do what God says. And I don't either. But I realize I don't do it, and I admit it, and I don't justify it by saying, well, I want to do what I'm supposed to do. And what I'm supposed to do, I do, and I can't do it here. This meat right here is harmful to me. Even if I balance the sodium with the potassium, the meat itself is harmful. I understand that. Do you? So now I'm going to do a horrible thing. I ate the lettuce, but there was 2 cups. It wasn't even a little tiny bit. If I ate a whole bunch, but I've been asking for lettuce for 5 months. I've been asking them to give me a big bowl of lettuce. They didn't give it to me, so I went to the store and I bought it. I had to keep it in the refrigerator because I can't go every day to the store. And then they said, well, you're using too much of the refrigerator. But I wasn't using too much. I used a little bit. But I used it because I had to use it because they won't give me the food I need, so I'm getting it myself. So now they stopped me from doing that. So they have a rule that you can only have the food in the refrigerator for so long, but that's so stupid. It's so ludicrous. Well, let them buy the food I need, that I want. I asked them 3 days ago to give me a cup of parsley every day and a cup of basil. It's on that list. They haven't given it to me, and they won't give it to me. They gave me the meat full of sodium, but they've given me nothing with a lot of potassium and low calories. Now, who's right and who's wrong? But I'm going to be wrong because I'm hungry and this smells so good. Well, if I make it, it smells good too. But it's not good for me. I'll eat the broccoli. And for breakfast, they give me eggs full of phytic acid, poisoned eggs. I explained it in the other video. I can't eat that. I will eat this cream of wheat, but it'll hurt me, but I'll eat it. I'll eat this. I will try to take what's here and get the things that have potassium in them and try to mix them in with the stuff that has sodium in it. And I won't have enough, but at least I'll balance it so it won't be so high, my blood pressure. And it would be so simple, because if I was going home every day to finish doing the work there, I would also be eating my food and I'd have much lower blood pressure. And I wouldn't be stressed out. But there are problems because they don't feed me right. And I was getting better. Now I've been getting worse. My wounds aren't healing. Things aren't progressing because I'm not doing what God says we should do to be healthy and what I'm trying to do to be healthy. I do have stress. I have pain in my left arm and coming out of my heart because my heart's dying. Why? Because I have a very good heart doctor, and he understands me, and understanding my religion, he worked with me, and we came up with a good way for me to go, that we would use some of the medicine, and I would work on straightening myself out. If I want to be healthy, I got to lose another 10, 12 pounds, and then get myself that I stay there at that level for the rest of my life. I have to have a lot of activity. I've got to have a lot of activity. If you don't have activity, you need to have activity. You need to move your body. You have to have a lot of movement in your body. If you have movement in your body will stay healthy. If you stop moving your fingers and your toes and your joints and keeping them warm and doing everything you need to do, you're going to be sick. You will end up not able to walk. And it happens to most of us. And you got to keep your brain going. You got to keep it active. You should learn a language if you're 65. Learn something that you didn't learn anything. Study and use your mind and use your body. You don't have to lift weights, but move your body and have activity. That's what you need to do to be healthy. Eat a lot of nutrient-dense, calorie-low foods in a way that they're tasty, in a way they're enjoyable, and eliminate the sugar as much as you can, but you need a little sugar. But there's sugar in a lot of things. And you need to have exercise. You need to have exercise every day, movement and activity. And then you need to have, you keep your weight down. And then most people who have high blood pressure, it will go away. Most people who have diabetes, it will end. Most persons who have illnesses that come as a result of those two problems, they will end. And the way to end those problems is to first get our diet in order. And then, if the few people that do have those problems, then let them have medicines if that's what they want to do. But they don't need to do that. Find a naturopathic doctor that's good. Some of them are great and some are no good. Find a medical doctor who's really good and you will be good. But then he or she will get drummed out of the medical profession by the other doctors because they don't do what's best in science and best in knowledge. They do what they think is best, which is more attention to their religious ideas than that their religion is that medicine is the answer for everything. And that's the God of this country, and if the country enforces it and gives them power and it controls us, and we got to stop that. But we don't, then we'll die from it.